بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. أما بعد، فالسلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. أهلا وسهلا ومرحبا بكم أعزائي طلبة الصف العاشر في درس جديد بعنوان Indefinite Pronouns. We will start by stating the objectives of today's lesson. So, by the end of this lesson, students will be able to achieve three goals or three objectives. Number one, to recall what they know about pronouns. Number two, to use indefinite pronouns properly. And number three, to write sentences with indefinite pronouns. So these are the objectives of today's lesson. Now let's go to our lesson. We will start here by the vocabulary items or the words that are related to unit number 4, which is about entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is the title of unit number 4. You may use these words and you may write them down in your notebooks. They are very useful words. Okay, now let's go to the grammar part that we have in this unit. It's about pronouns. First of all, what is the meaning of the word pronoun? Pronoun. Pronouns are words which replace nouns. So they take the place of the nouns. For example, if we have this sentence, Ahmed is from Oman. Ahmed is a noun, and we may replace it using a pronoun. The pronoun that we have to use here is he. He is from Oman. He is from Oman. So we can say he is from Oman instead of saying Ahmed is from Oman, because pronouns take the place of nouns or of the nouns. Now, let's go back to grade 9, where we studied about pronouns generally. We talked about subjective pronouns, objective pronouns, possessive adjectives, possessive pronouns, relative pronouns, reflexive pronouns, and today, inshallah, we will have the indefinite pronouns. Okay. Now, what is the meaning of subjective and objective pronouns? The subjective pronouns are the ones that take the place of the subject. And the objective pronouns are the ones that take the place of the object. Great. Okay. Now, let's have an example here to make everything clear. If, for example, we have this sentence, Sarah saw Ali. Sarah is the subject of this sentence because it's before the verb. She is the doer here. Sarah is the doer. Okay, so this is the subject, S. This is the verb, and the word that we have after the verb is called the object. Okay, Sarah saw Ali. Sarah and Ali are nouns. We may replace these nouns by the subjective pronouns and the objective that I have to use here. And what is the objective pronoun that I have to use instead of using Ali? Before answering this question, let's go to the personal pronouns, which are at the same time the subjective pronouns. In English, we have 7 pronouns: I, we, you, they, he, she, and it. These are the subjective pronouns. And since here in this sentence we have Sarah as a girl or a woman, we have to use she. She. Okay, then the verb. So now what about Ali? Ali is an object. We cannot say she saw he. No, it's not correct. We have to use an objective pronoun here. So what are the objective pronouns in English? What are they? With I, or we replace I, if we are talking about the objective pronouns, with me, we, us, you, they, them, he, him, she, her, and it. Okay, again, now, what are the subjective pronouns and what are the objective pronouns in English? The subjective pronouns, the ones that take the place of the subject, are I, we, you, they, he, she, and it. The objective pronouns are me, us, you, them, him, her, and it. So let's complete our sentence here. She saw him. We cannot say she saw he. She saw him. Okay, now there is another example to show the difference between the subjective pronouns and the objective pronouns. Okay, the example says, Mazen and Ali visited. Okay, visited what? Visited me, us, you, them, him, her, or it. All of them are correct, but it depends on the sentence, and it depends on the person that we are talking about. So we have to say here, for example, Mazen and Ali visited me. Why is it me? Because it's an object. We may replace Mazen and Ali by the pronoun they. Why? Because Mazen and Ali, okay, this is the subject of the sentence. They visited me. They visited me. Okay? So this is all about the subjective and the objective pronouns. Now let's move to the possessive adjectives. What is the meaning of possessive adjectives? The possessive adjectives are the ones that show position, or they are words that show position, to whom or to what something belongs. For example, this pen refers to me. Okay, this pen refers to me. How can we use a possessive adjective to say this sentence? This pen refers to me. We can say this pen, or this is my pen. This is a possessive adjective. My, again, is a possessive adjective. So what are the possessive adjectives in English? My, their, his, her, and its. Okay, followed by nouns. So this is the possessive adjective, and it's followed by a noun. We cannot say this is my and stop. No, it's not a correct sentence. We have to say this is my pen. We have to have a noun after the possessive adjective. Okay, now let's have another sentence. Okay, the sentence says, I saw, or I met, let's say I met your brother. Okay, what is the possessive adjective in this sentence? Of course, it's your, and the word brother is a noun. Okay, here are two notes about there and its. Now look at them. Look at the word there and the word its. They are written this way. There, its. But we have its like this one, and there like this one. Okay. The ones which we have here in the table are possessive adjectives. These ones, they are possessive adjectives. But this one there is the shortened form of they are, and its is the shortened form of it is and it has. So please be careful. Be careful, okay? Now, let's have an example to clarify these two words. Okay, the example is this one. If we are talking about a cat, for example, we can say its teeth are sharp. Its teeth are sharp. Look at the word its. We don't have an apostrophe like this one here. No, because it's a possessive adjective. But if we have this sentence, for example, okay, it's a cat. This one is the shortened form of it is. It is a cat. It is a cat. Again, we have 7 possessive adjectives in English. They are my, our, your, their, his, her, and its. They must be followed by nouns. They cannot stand by themselves. They must be followed by nouns. Okay, now on the other hand, we have the possessive pronouns. The possessive pronouns, they also show position, but they are not followed by nouns because they are pronouns and they take the place of the nouns. Like this example, again, this pen refers to me. Here we said, when we talked about the possessive adjectives, we said, this is my pen. But what about the possessive pronouns? Again, this pen refers to me. Okay? I can see here, or I can say here, sorry, I can say this pen is mine. Look at the word mine. It's not followed by a noun. This pen is mine. Again, possessive adjectives and possessive pronouns show position. They tell us who or what owns something. Like here, the owner of this pen is me. So I can say this is my pen, or this pen is mine. This pen is mine when we use a possessive pronoun. So what are the other possessive pronouns in English? We have mine, we have ours, yours, theirs, his, hers, and there is no possessive pronoun for the word or for the pronoun it. We have 6 possessive pronouns in English: mine, ours, yours, theirs, his, and hers. Here is another example to make everything clear. Ali's house is brown, but mine is white. Okay, now I used mine here instead of using my house. Okay, if I want to use a positive adjective, I can say Ali's house is brown, but my house is white. But since I'm using a possessive pronoun here, I have to say mine without adding a noun here. Without adding a noun here. So again, we have 7 pronouns in English: I, we, they, you, he, she, and it. We have objective pronouns which take the place of the object: me, us, you, them, him, her, and it. Then we have possessive adjectives and possessive pronouns, the ones that show position. The possessive adjectives are my, our, your, their, his, her, and its. All of them must be followed by nouns. And the possessive pronouns are mine, ours, yours, theirs, his, and hers. Now, what about the reflexive pronouns? In short, we use the reflexive pronouns when the subject and the object are the same. Okay, so the doer and the doee are the same person or the same thing. We use the reflexive pronouns. Okay, for example, help yourself by yourself, or she cooked the dinner herself. Okay, so here we have yourself and herself as reflexive pronouns. They go back to the subject of the sentence. Now, what are the other reflexive pronouns? With I, we use myself. With he, himself. She, herself. It, itself. Okay, when we have only one person, or one thing, we use self. What about the other ones? We, you, and they. We, it's a group of people, okay? So we say ourselves. Ourselves. Two or more, we add selves. Myself, ourselves. Okay, what about they? Of course, they themselves. Themselves. Okay, now what you? Look at these two sentences in order to understand the reflexive pronouns, or the reflexive pronoun that goes with you. Okay. Huda, do it yourself. Okay. Saif and Salim, do it yourselves. Okay, now again, look at the first sentence. Huda is only one person. We are talking to only one person. That's why we use yourself. But here, Saif and Salim, more than one person. So two or more. Two or more. We use yourselves. Yourselves. So again, if we are talking to only one person, it's yourself. If we are talking to more than one person, we say yourselves. Okay, again, we use the reflexive pronouns when the subject and the object are the same, or when the object refers to the subject directly, like with the verb behave. If you are talking to, for example, to somebody whose name is Maha, you may say, Maha, behave yourself. Behave yourself, because we are talking to only one person. Now, this is all about the reflexive pronouns. Let's go to the relative pronouns. In grade 9, we covered 3 relative pronouns. What are they? What are they? They are who, that, and which. Who, that, and which. Okay. Now, what is the difference between all of these words, and when do we use them? We use them when we want to refer to a noun in the sentence, like this sentence here. Ali al-Habsi is the Omani player Okay, this is the noun, Omani player. Okay, since we have Ali al-Habsi, a man, we have to say who. Ali al-Habsi is the Omani player who played in England. Again, Ali al-Habsi is the Omani player who played in England. So who goes back to the Omani player. The Omani player, it's a noun in the sentence. Okay, now what is the difference between who, that, and which? We use who with people, which with things. That can be used with people and things. Like in this sentence, we can say Ali al-Habsi is the Omani player that played in England. But it's better to use who when we are talking about people. Okay? Here is another example. This is the machine. The machine. Here we have a space. This is the machine dash I bought yesterday. Okay, this is the machine نقط I bought yesterday. So we have machine. Machine is a thing. Okay, the word machine is a thing. So which word do we have to use here? Who or which? Who or which? Of course, we have to use which, because it's a thing. It's not a human being. This is the machine which I bought yesterday, or that I bought yesterday. Okay, now what about the indefinite pronouns? Okay, so here we have to say the indefinite pronouns, sorry, not the possessive pronouns, the indefinite pronouns. So I'll delete this one. Okay. And write indefinite pronouns. Okay, what are they and when do we use them? We use indefinite pronouns or the indefinite pronouns when we are generalizing and not speaking about something concrete. We are not talking about a specific thing or a specific place or a specific person. We are talking generally. We are generalizing here. We have these words, some any, and no. And we will know the differences between them. For people, we use the indefinite pronouns that end in body or one, like someone, somebody, anyone, anybody, no one, nobody. When we are referring to things, we use the indefinite pronouns that end in thing, like something, anything, and nothing. What about the places? For places, we use the indefinite pronouns that end in where, somewhere, anywhere, nowhere. Okay, now what is the difference between some, any, and no? Look at the examples that I'm going to write on the board. But before writing these sentences or these examples, I'll tell you a story. Okay, what is the story? One day, I went to school. I entered one of the classes. I found somebody there. Then I went to another class. I didn't find anybody in that class. When I went to the third class, there was nobody there. So what are the sentences here? The sentences are, I found somebody. Okay, when I entered the class, I found somebody. Do I know this person? No. Do I mean anybody here? No. It's a general word, somebody. Okay. Then I said, when I talked about the other class or the second class, I didn't find anybody. After that, when I entered the class, I found nobody there. Okay, now what is the difference between these three indefinite pronouns, some, any, and no? The difference between them is like this. Some is affirmative. What's the meaning of affirmative? It means positive. So we are saying that I found a student there. I found a student. So I found somebody. The verb here is positive, and the meaning here is positive too. So the meaning and the verb are positive. Now, what about the second one, any? I didn't find anybody. It's an interrogative sentence. Okay, it means that the word didn't is negative, and the meaning in general, the meaning of the sentence is negative. Okay. Now, what about the third example? I found nobody. I found nobody. Yes, found is a positive word, but was there any student in the class? No. So the meaning is negative. Again, we use some if the verb and the meaning are positive. If they are both negative, we use any. If the verb is positive and the meaning is negative, we use no. Like here, when I entered the first class, I found somebody. There was a student there. In the second class, there wasn't any student there. So I didn't find anybody. In the third class, there wasn't any student also. So I found nobody. I found nobody. Now let's have more examples here about the indefinite pronouns, not the possessive pronouns, sorry. The indefinite pronouns. Okay. Now, if I'm talking to my friend, for example, and I have something in my hand, for example, I have to say there is dot for you. I have to say what? There is something for you. There is something. Why is it something? Because I have something in my hand and the verb here is positive. But if I don't want to tell him anything, what do I have to say? I don't have anything to say. I don't have anything to say. Anything to say. For example, don't here is a negative word and the meaning is negative. We can say this word using nothing, like this one. I have nothing to say, or nothing for you. Okay, again, in English, we have three indefinite pronouns: some, any, and no. We use body with people, thing with things, and where with places, like somebody, something, and somewhere. Nobody, nothing, and nowhere. Anybody, anything, and anywhere. Some is used when we are talking about affirmative things. Any is used when we have negative verbs and negative meanings. No is used when the verb is positive and the meaning is negative. Okay, so now this is the end of today's lesson. وصلنا طبعا إلى ختام درسنا لهذا اليوم. بالتوفيق للجميع، دمتم في حفظ الله ورعايته، والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته، ومع السلامة.